If you guys would like to introduce yourselves to the camera, please go ahead.
Hi, I'm Leah from Afternoon Bike Ride.
I'm Éloi from Afternoon Bike Ride.
And I'm David.
From
Also.
Planet Mars.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Labyrinthe. We are once again here at the Minotaure in the Vieux Le Gatineau, and we have lovely guests waiting for us tonight. We have Afternoon Bike Ride. Hello, thank you so much for being here tonight before your show. To start off, you guys created the band around 2018, 2019. If the story goes as I know it does, David, you contacted Éloi on SoundCloud, asking him if he wanted to jam. You guys had a couple of sessions, and then Éloi, you kind of thought that Leah would be an interesting addition to the little duo that was forming.
Yeah.
From those initial jams, those initial sparks, what made it so that you three knew you wanted to pursue making music together?
I mean, the first time I met him, he came over to my apartment. We just kind of gelled right away. Like, I thought he was just a really sweet guy. We jammed, and it was just fun making music together. And we worked on kind of a soft jam, but the police ended up coming over. Like, I guess the neighbors were not into it as much as we were. But yeah, right away, good vibe.
Yeah.
And then I had been friends with Leah for a little bit, and we were already working on some stuff together. I was just like, it would be fun to kind of mess around together, but when it really clicked.
I mean, I feel like for me, at least, because maybe it was different for all three of us, I was just like, these are the two sweetest people ever. It was just like so sweet.
Yeah.
Like, David would buy us pastries every time we had a little thing. Maybe not in the beginning, but like, you know, it was just like wholesome, kind, gentle.
Yeah, you had like this really big black dog, like the loveliest dog.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Ed, the best boy of all time.
He would just sit and like always be like part of the sessions. It was nice. Yeah.
Like, just come sit next to us making music. Yeah. Because we were like seriously thinking about being a band at first. We were just kind of like, let's jam, make some music, we'll find a name, do some like lo-fi-ish stuff. Not necessarily lyrics or like song focused.
It was
kind of just evolved.
Yeah, like we wrote our first record kind of just as like a collection of everything we'd worked on, but when the second record came around, that's when we kind of looked at each other and went, oh no, we're a band. Cool.
And then we were like, no, we need to figure out how to play these songs live that were very like in the box when we made them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which has been fun.
Yeah. Leah, you are from Olney, Maryland. You're from Maryland.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what life was like in the choir at Sherwood High School?
Whoa!
You've done your research.
All right, Nardwar.
Okay. Life in the choir at Sherwood. It was wonderful. We're led by Mr. Evans. Shout out, Mr. Evans, who is this like jolly figure. Is he retired? I think he's retired, but was this jolly figure in my high school who was like the heart, the helm of all music things. And he really supported students in their journey, figuring out their sound, like learning how to sing. And in the choir, I felt like it was this nice like respite in the day. It was always like midday. And we just like get to calm down a bit. We start with warm-ups, then we go into all the songs, and it was such an interesting contrast because it wasn't like a specialized school or anything. It was just public school. So, and then also there was so much diversity within the choir as well. And like I come from a super diverse area in the US, especially being outside of DC where there's a lot of like multiculturalism. So I just feel like it was nice to connect with people that you wouldn't normally connect with, and in a way that's outside of like formal class. It's like you're singing, so it's a bit vulnerable. And sometimes there would be solos and you have to try out and you're suddenly in front of like 50 kids that you would never sing in front of. And it's classical music and gospel music. And we also got the chance to travel, and Mr. Evans was really supportive of helping the kids who had less means to travel as well, finding different ways to piece together funding so that they could come. And he also like supported me heavily in my exploration of music post high school too, and like coached me vocally and helped introduce me to like GarageBand and gave me some equipment that he just had lying around. It was really like this beautiful community, and I actually have been thinking recently that I want to find a choir in Montreal because I miss it a lot.
It's so lovely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you still do those same warm-up routines?
I still do the same warm-ups from my high school choir.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Some habits are really hard to kind of use. Some they're very strong and solid once you kind of get them and you carry them throughout your life, right?
Yeah, and they're just healthy too.
Absolutely. Speaking of past stuff, you are somewhat of a gamer. Could you tell me a little bit about what this video game is?
Baba Yaga?
What?
How did you know? I don't even know if you guys know.
I don't know what that is. We're learning.
This is like, it's like a Russian folktale early internet game. It's like Baba Yaga and the Magic Geese. And I really was obsessed with it as a child. It was maybe like one of my first introductions to magic. And it's like this old witch in the woods who is trying to trap this young girl, and the girl has to like outwit her. And I don't actually remember like the steps of the game, but I really like, this is a core memory for me. That's crazy. But it ended up like influencing the very first EP that I put out.
Yeah, that's what I
as a
was
solo
saying. It
artist.
sounds like...
I got really into Russian folktale for a bit.
So this video game inspired your one of your solo albums.
Yeah.
And you know, you've done choir, you've done gospel. Earlier on in your career, you were very much into more indie acoustic stuff, like Jason Mraz, Sarah Bareilles, Jack Johnson.
Yes.
But with Afternoon Bike Ride and with your most recent project, Motherland, that Edouard also worked on a little bit, you've really evolved into a more electronical music sphere.
Yeah.
To what do you attribute this evolution of your music?
Oh my God, I would say moving to Montreal. Like, I think I started really, like, I loved like soft music, soft pop, rock, like Dave Matthews, I still really love. But I would say like a lot of the acts that you just named like feel really far away from me now. Like like the first concert I ever went to was a Jason Mraz concert, and I loved it so much. Like, I think he's great, but I don't listen to him now. And I think just like his songwriting informed a lot of my songwriting, and same with Sarah Bareilles and same with Dave Matthews. I would say like the things that I like kept what I liked along the way, and then I left behind what I grew out of, basically. And then once I got to Montreal, I was like, oh wait, electronic music opens up so many other dimensions. I was really like a purist at first, being like, I don't think electronic music has as much value as something you can just reproduce with instruments and your voice, because it's like, is it really you playing?
Yeah.
Which is totally the opposite of the spectrum of where I'm at now. And I think Montreal and going to Eloa's DJ sets and like meeting people in the scene, then like meeting David, who comes into production from a completely different corner as well. Meeting all of these styles in the middle, I feel like has heavily influenced me and gave me like a launch pad to then just like go further.
Love it. Eloi?
Yep.
You are an accomplished DJ.
I'm kind of scared now.
No worry about it. You're an accomplished DJ and a great music producer. You've been in the electronic scene for a while. Like, very clearly, you are one of the influences electronically behind the sound to Afternoon Bike Ride. You go under the name Thomas White. Why Thomas White?
It was like 2012, I think, and I was thinking, I already used Eloi for another project, like way in the past. And my full name is Eloi Arthur Thomas Leblanc Ringuette. Yeah. So I was like, Thomas Leblanc. And then there was Jacques Green, and I was like,
Okay, so it's from the middle name.
Yeah.
You came with Thomas White.
and I was just like, okay, Thomas White, that's it. Didn't think that much about it, and now I kind of wish I could change it, but it's fine.
Yeah, you've committed to it.
Just because there's like a couple others, and then I always get like AI stuff on my page that I need to take down on Spotify. Like the way music is now is crazy with streaming. Like
Yeah.
I'll get the fake AI piano music on my page, and I think the name being a bit more on the generic side. But otherwise, yeah, that's where it comes from, my full name.
Very interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. In the video clip for Gloss Over, the kind of lyric video that you guys pieced together, we see David giving you a stick and poke.
Yeah,
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
That's fun. Okay. You taking it out? All right,
Oh,
sure.
we're taking it off.
I hope I don't mess up the mic too much. It's like, it looks like boobs a little bit, but it's two little rabbits. And it's basically, you had a notebook
Yeah.
of drawings.
Yeah.
The mic is, and he brought his stick and poke set, and I was just like, fuck it, let's go. Like, why not? We're at the chalet for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Working on the album, and it's kind of like, I guess, an extra little memory.
Yeah.
So have you been making tattoos for a while as well?
It's not something that I do regularly at all. I just have a lot of friends who do. I have a lot of very close friends who do. And eventually, when I kept like booking or asking them for more, they just would start telling me to do my own. Everybody's always very encouraging, and it's very sweet. And I like to do it. Like most of the ones I've done are on myself, and then I have a handful on other people, like Elo, and yeah, that's about it.
David, you were Austrian born.
Yes.
You've lived across the world. You've lived across Canada. But for the last couple of years, you've seemed to have settled in Montreal. Why do you think you've picked that city out of the many that you've visited, the many that you've lived in, as your landing pad?
I think initially it was because I wanted a change in the music scene that I was in. I was feeling like a little restless. Some things around my life were changing pretty quickly too, so I needed a bit of a switch. And I chose Montreal, and it felt really good for a little while, and then it kept feeling better. And then I realized that I want to stay there because of how truly strong my sense of community is there. It feels like these two are two of the best people I know, and I get to hang out with them and make music with them all the time. I have some of my other really, really good friends who all live there, and it all feels very familial in a really, really nice way. That's why.
I extend the same question to you, Leah. Why did you pick, you did your studies at McGill and for your undergraduate degree, but why did you remain in Montreal after that?
I wanted to give music a proper shot, and Trump got elected. 2016, it was like I just graduated, I have a bachelor's in environment and economics, I have a plan B, I'm good. Let's give music a shot. I graduated a year early, so I made a deal with my dad of like, is this okay? And he was like, yes. And I got a job at Soupçon on Jean Talon, sandwich shop.
Yeah.
And I worked on music and made sandwiches and avoided the Trump presidency.
Congratulations on that decision, because it's led you all the way here. And I mean, you know, in hindsight, ABR wouldn't be a thing if you hadn't committed, hadn't done that year of let's try music out fully, right?
Yeah.
Lovely risk to take. David, you've had many solo projects over the years. You're currently known as A Tender Spring, but in the past you've also been Rhoda, Another Silent Weekend, and Alpen. Could you tell me a little bit about...
That's crazy.
Could you tell me a little bit about
how?
those projects?
Did you? No. How?
Is the electro stuff you showed?
That's like breakbeat stuff that I did when I first. You would have loved it, but it's all scrubbed. Like I thought it was gone. If you have any, I want to hear it again. But
I don't reveal my sources.
Wow.
Could you tell me a little bit about those projects and why have you now evolved into A Tender Spring as your kind of artistic identity?
I feel like sound-wise, it's always been kind of consistent. like I always have a very similar way of making music, and I think a lot of the times whenever I just feel a bit restless with what I've been doing, or I feel a little like boxed in by the way that I think, I'll just reset and start something new and then try it. And like with the Tender Spring project, I put something online and then logged out of everything. Like I posted it on Twitter, I think, and stuff like that, and I just forgot about it for a week. And then a week later I came back and it had gotten big on Twitter for some reason, and then people liked it and were sending me messages and asking who I was and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll try. It was nice. It felt good.
Clearly, you guys have each and every one of you have your individual paths musically. You have your interests, your genres. But as you're getting deeper into Afternoon Bike Ride, you seem to kind of accord or give this project, ABR, more and more importance. Why do you think that is?
I mean, for me, it is that sense of community, because I feel like there's this happy relinquishing of control when you're three, because you have to have a majority when you work on something. Like 2 out of 3 will have to want something, or usually we go for like a full unanimous decision whenever we're deciding on something.
Big decision.
Yeah, but it also is this really nice way of like, you get out of your own head because you have to talk like to the Coliseum. We have to be one with one another and figure things out together instead of just needling down by yourself.
Yeah,
it's really nice. It feels good.
It opens up new ideas that I wouldn't do by myself. And I've been, like, I always make stuff solo at home, but I have no real plans right now. Like, I'm just producing for people or doing mixdowns or contracts, like I'm doing a soundtrack. And that's fun for me, less than seeing myself as like a star, like pushing my, not a star, but like, you know, a solo act that I push. And it's just really fun to work with these two and make stuff that I would not make normally.
I feel like also the band has the most structure for the three of us than any of our other projects, and kind of the most clear like steps of like what's next. We have team, we have like always a bunch of ideas, because when you're working on something solo, it depends on you to get more ideas, but like together we're like, oh, I made something that kind of sounds like it could fit under Afternoon Bike Ride. So we're always having like new like demos that are getting sent our way, so that like keeps the creative juices flowing, versus like for solo projects, I feel like it's really like everything's kind of in waves, but I feel like for solo projects, because so much has to be undertaken, like for so many reasons by one person, it's not as easy to move forward. So with the band, splitting tasks, splitting creation,
like even the last thing I put out this year was a collaboration with a friend of ours, which I love collaborating, and especially with these guys, so it's...
Yeah. I also think collaboration is my strongest suit as a producer, so it's nice to be able to like just do that all the time.
Have a unit to kind of get back to and pursue.
And we each have like our own vibes that we're saying, we're each kind of pulling from different strings, and then it blends together in a nice way.
You wrote your second album, Gloss Over the course of a 5-week stay at a cabin. You had previously stated that you didn't expect to come out of those 5 weeks. You and your label didn't think you would come out of those 5 weeks with an album under the belt, but you had something around like 30 demos. You were saying?
Yeah, a lot.
There's a lot.
That sounds right.
So what do you attribute such a like creative sprint almost? What do you think made you guys so productive, so successful in those 5 weeks?
Just like the space to do it, the space and the time to do it. There was like nothing else to do but that. Oh, and like cooking and cleaning a little bit. So like our whole day could be focused, or not focused if that's what we needed to do. But like having that dedicated space, dedicated time, with the three of us who have a ton of ideas all the time, I think we just lack the time to be able to execute them. That's really what like allowed us to achieve that. I feel like
like being together like for 5 weeks.
Proximity
We might
was a
have
big
ideas, or like I'll send an idea to David or Leah, but like we're always together with the studio ready, everything's plugged in. Like it's easy to just get something down as soon as you think about it.
Or if we don't like something, it's easy to workshop it all together and be like, I'm not really feeling this part. Let's like jam on it for a bit and see where we land. Versus like someone sends something and like one of us or two of us is like unsure, but takes like a couple days to like figure out how could I make this fit what I hear better, or like, you know, there's like the workflow is totally different.
Yeah, like every night one of us would cook dinner, so it was like we each had our day.
Like a schedule
Yeah,
of
yeah.
chores and
It
Exactly.
was like,
Yeah.
tomorrow's David's day.
Yeah.
Maybe me and Leah are working on something, and then
The last song on the record, you have like a very clear moment of that too, where
you hear it in the kind of like an atmospheric, ambient
and
kind
you
of
hear
situation.
Tom
I was,
his head.
I was just about to ask you actually, Tom's song, right? That's the last song on the album, is a song dedicated to your father, who was there with you throughout the whole 5 weeks at the cabin. Tom was battling Alzheimer's at the time, and he has recently passed away. My condolences. You've sung a lot about his health and also your role as his caregiver in the last years of his battle. But the last song that you name after him doesn't have a single word in it. It doesn't have a single lyric. What made you guys decide that that was Tom's song?
It has his shuffling in it, and there's like some muffled like questions from him, which is so typical of how he was. He was really this like omnipresent little like gnome in a way in the cottage
I think I
with
was
us.
chopping carrots or something. He's like he was walking around like this, like, what are you doing?
He wanted to help all the time. So when one of us would be cooking, he would like be really close by and like with his hands behind his back, like, do you need help? And then we would give him a task, but he would get a little confused sometimes, or, you know, we had to like direct him back to the course of action. But he was so chill, like for a 65-year-old guy to just like come to a chalet with like the three of us for 5 weeks and be okay with our loud music, and he never got agitated. He was never like bothered or like a bad vibe. He was always just like happy to be around, and if we engaged with him, he was happy, and if we didn't, we were working on something, then he was just happy to watch us. And I feel like the lack of conversation or the lack of lyrics or singing in that song is very characteristic of how Tom didn't need to say things for you to understand him as a person. And especially as he advanced in dementia and couldn't express himself anymore, people still fell in love with him. And I think Tom's song is the perfect homage to his spirit.
You had released 2 EPs and 1 self-titled LP before Gloss Over, but you had never toured up to that point. How was the process of adapting your electronic, ambient, atmospheric influenced sound from the studio to the stage? Like, what was that process like?
A week.
It was like a week and a half. We went to David's parents' place.
Yeah.
We have like a really nice attic, and
we just sat down, broke every song into bits, and then built them back up to what we could play, what we couldn't, what we wanted to hear, what we didn't want to hear. And
it was like one day, one song.
yeah, for our
And
set
then
list.
that old version of the show, I think if we hear it now, we'll be like, but it worked. And like over time, by playing it, we figured out kind of what worked, what didn't work. And we stopped trying to play exactly the songs. Like there's 20 synths at once. Sometimes I'm not, you know. So either it's all
Physically
backing track
possible,
or
octopus, Eloi.
yeah, exactly. So we kind of figured out what's the essentials, what do we want to keep, or like we jam a little bit on it. It's a bit different, but as long as it keeps the essence of the songs intact.
Yeah.
I think it took a while to get there.
And has that process of adapting your previous work into a stage playable sound has it had an influence on the way that you guys produced your last record?
I feel like I heard us saying like, "Oh, this is gonna hit live."
Yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah.
And sometimes we were like, how are we gonna do this live? Yeah. And then I was like, it sounds good, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
We'll figure it out. Like future us is gonna have that problem. But we did think about it.
Yeah.
Especially David, I feel like he was like, oh, but live, and I was like, yeah, but it sounds good.
I tend to run a lot of the technical aspects of the live show, so then whenever I see stuff going crazy, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a problem.
David's our sound tech.
Yeah.
2 months ago now, less than 2 months ago now, on September 19th, you released your second album, Running with Scissors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your sound has evolved from its lo-fi influence during the pandemic into something more akin to folk-tronica, this kind of interesting space in between those genres. Your first LP had 10 featurings. Your second had 3, and this one doesn't have a single one.
Yeah.
This is undoubtedly the most afternoon bike ride record we've got.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a bit about the process behind finding your sound?
That's a good question.
I mean, this time we just said if all 3 of us aren't happy about every song, the song doesn't make the cut.
Yeah, there's
So
some
we've
that
made
like,
a
we
lot.
love. They were like, oh, we love that one. And David's like, no. Or it could be. I'm just thinking of one in particular.
Not to single it out.
And he was like, no. And we're like, no, but it's really good.
There was one, the boys were so in love with it, and I was like, it's just like, it's missing something, it's not hitting for me.
Yeah.
And then I added
Yeah.
what do we want to call it?
Kind of like a
Part,
bridge,
like-
almost a bridge.
Like a little separate part.
Around
And David
what
was
you
like,
did.
I still don't know. I don't know if I can get around this.
Now I love that part of the song, very much so. And I'm glad that you pushed it because I love the rest of the song so very much so. It's still one of my favorites.
What song are we talking about?
Otherworld.
Otherworld.
Otherworld. Took a while. That was like one that we worked on a lot.
I think
by
it's
far the biggest project.
Also the oldest demo on the record. I made like the guitar line and sent it to my friend Gabe Millman in New York, and he did the drums for it. And I had this like that cyclical kind of like guitar and drums loop for, I think the first time I did it was when I lived in my old apartment when I just moved there. So that's like 4 years, 5 years, something like that.
Oh my God,
The first Buckeye demo is like pre-Glossover.
Whoa.
Yeah. Buckeye, sorry.
Here we
Otherworld.
play that.
I called it Buckeye as the demo name. Yeah.
No, but that's interesting, right? How these projects evolve over such a long course of time that you have songs upon songs. And you were 30 demos for Glossover. I wonder which ones of those we're going to hear have evolved into something for Running with Scissors, or will evolve into something else eventually. Right? Like music
Because
is
now we also got
long
a
process.
ton. Like we made a lot for Running with Scissors also.
Our Dropbox is
some of these are great.
Track number 4 on the album, Beautiful and Treacherous. Leah, you talk about memories that you have of your father, memories that he had lost at that point. You talk about lessons that kind of remain with you, right? Lessons that he's transmitted to you that remain. The song starts off with, blanking in this moment. The song starts off with,
In a distant
in
memory.
a distant memory, you call me down by the rushing of the river to tell me about the world when we weren't seeing eye to eye. Could you tell me a little more about this river and this memory in particular?
My dad and I used to hike Great Falls National Park like every weekend that I was with him, which was every other weekend. And we had a lot of conversations on that hike. We'd pack lunch, or we'd go explore somewhere new for lunch. He loved food, so did I. And so he'd be like clipping out like an article in a magazine, new Argentinian spot. Oh, like let's go try that. Or he'd just pack like a almond butter and jam sandwich and call it a day. But there was always like a break within the hike where we'd sit on the rocks in the sun and talk and eat, or like if I was having a hard time with friends or boys or school, like that would be our sacred space. It was almost like I didn't grow up religious, so like nature is my church, and that hike in particular is my segregation, you know? And I did the hike recently, actually while he was still alive in March of this year, and I showed him videos, and I was like, "Do you remember this hike?" Because I couldn't bring him with me, and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, Billy Goat Trail," and he was like, "Billy Goat Trail," and I was like, "Good, okay, it's
So
still."
it was still in there, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful hike.
Memory is a theme that dominates throughout Running with Scissors on multiple songs. Remembrance, the other, in Abigail, it's a dominant kind of like element, right, of your song. All three of you were there in the moment of Tom's passing. And I'd like to extend this question to all of you naturally, but especially David and Edouard, who got to know him over the last years of Afternoon Bike Ride, where his influence and importance can't be highlighted enough, I find. What are some of your most important memories with Tom?
Oh man, I mean, there's a lot. And it's like, recently, I guess my biggest moments right towards the end, I started coming over to his residence, see him, but help Leah. We needed caretakers. I was just watching movies, and like, one of the last times I saw him, I got a smile out of him, and it was when, because he used to be smiling all the time, but towards the end, like, he wasn't as present, so I would try to get him to come back to his older self. And we watched like Kung Fu Pandas 1, 2, 3, and then I cried watching the fourth one at home alone, thinking about Tom.
Kung Fu Panda as a tearjerker.
I don't remember what. But yeah, he gave me a smile and like a point, and that was the classic Tom. Yeah.
I similarly, like the times that I spent by myself looking after him at the residence, I would like go. There was 2 times where I would just go and I sat, and Leah had a guitar there, Vince's guitar, and I played for him a couple of times, and we would just sit and play, and both times he just would be overcome with emotion, and he cried a lot, so we would just sit there and kind of cry a lot, and it felt like a very pure releasing of a lot of like just emotion and sadness, and it felt like such a safe place and a safe person to do that with. And I also like have, like when we went to write Glossover, I tend to be both very late to bed and very early to rise if I sleep at all. And very often I would be up early with Tom, and he would be up before I would most days too,
like
which is just like sitting and looking out the window, and I would just stand there and I'd make my coffee and we'd just be like together in like the quiet, looking at the snow and the birds together. It was really nice.
There's one time too at the chalet, I was showing, I think David had already seen it, but like a Japanese movie that I wanted Leah to watch.
Oh yeah.
I think Your Name or a Satoshi Kon movie, and he watched it with us, but he was like, "Oh, that's Japan," and he kind of lit up a little bit, and he understood some of the words because it was with subtitles. And I was like, "Wow, that's like," because he lived there a little bit. I don't know how long, but like, he didn't speak Japanese, you know, but it was
But
like.
he was like, "These subtitles are wrong."
Yeah. Like, because I was still in there.
Yeah.
Just what a light in every room that he was in.
Yeah.
You'd be like, ew, wow. And then I'm like, can I get a hug, Tom? Because at first he was very stiff, but then at the end it was like, no, big guy.
Yeah. And I never knew Tom without Alzheimer's. And I think the Tom that I did know was like really, really magical. So I'm like just glad I got to spend that much time. But
yeah, I met him once before, and we went to dinner. He was just still a very lovely man, but very inquisitive and very funny in his questions. I was like, oh, he's kind of asking. I was like,
Oh yeah.
and very intelligent man.
yeah.
Yes, yeah. He was like a member of the family, like it.
Honorary member of the band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Remember.
Also, we always say like we're kind of a family, or like sister, brothers, like, and you really felt like, a family member.
This is the second Shoreby tour. You had a show yesterday in Quebec. Rimouski was cancelled, unfortunately. We'll see what happens in the future. You have a couple of shows coming up in Montreal and Toronto. You have a tour early winter in the US, down south. And what are you most looking forward to in the coming months? And what should your fans be looking forward to past that?
I mean, every show I'm looking forward to, but we got a special show planned for Montreal that I'm really looking forward to. Like, a bit of a bigger stage design,
production,
lighting. There's we got some guests with us. We'll have drums, our friend on clarinet and sax. We'll have a friend doing harmonies with Leah. It's gonna be like the biggest production we've ever put on, so it's gonna be fun to see how that goes. We have a great team. I'm excited for it, but it'll be a new.
Envelop people in our universe.
That's
I think.
the idea. Yeah.
And also like connect with people that feel connected to our music, because the show is fun, obviously, but I think I love the conversations that arise after. It's like this mixed bag of people, and I'm like, wait, you came because you know us and you like our music? I'm always asking, like, how'd you find out this was happening? And they're like, well, we're fans. And I'm like, what? And
You
people
did that
like,
exact same thing yesterday.
yeah, I know.
You're like, oh.
And people are like crying to me in my arms, telling me about their loss or their loved one with dementia, or feeling overcome with emotion in the space that we hope to create for them, which is a space where they can feel overcome with emotion and safe to cry in a room of strangers. And like, I try my best not to cry on stage, but I almost lost it last night. We'll see what happens as the tour goes on. I think it's also the fact, like, it's pretty intense. My dad just passed 4 months ago, so, and like everything's been happening in hyper speed since then. So I think for sure the show we'll do in DC is gonna be something.
Yeah.
Because it's also at a restaurant that I've been to with him, with my family. My aunt lives a 5-minute walk away from that. It's not just a restaurant, it's a venue, but they do pizza and they do ping pong and they do shows. And I've been in that neighborhood my whole life. So much of my childhood with my dad was going to that specific neighborhood in DC, Tenleytown. And to have my whole family and my whole Maryland and DC community in the room without him, I think is going to be really hard. And the last times I've gone back to Maryland were really hard. It's like this, you're like somewhere and you're like, oh, all these parts are normally here, all these, it's like you're in a house and like the furniture is all there except for like the whole couch or whatever. And it's like, wait, this living room feels off, like, but it's still my house. So time is the ultimate healer, I think, but obviously this grief will never go away. It'll just change.
You have a good community of brothers to share that grief with as well. Afternoon Bike Ride, thank you, all three of you, so much for being here tonight. I hope I didn't put you through too much of an emotional roller coaster, just a gentle one. I'm very excited to see your show. But before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to share with the audience? Once more, take a look at the camera, one last words to your fans, to your future fans, hopefully. Any last thing you'd like to share with them?
Take it away, David.
Oh my God.
Yeah, David usually has the...
I usually am really good when I'm put on the spot like this.
No, okay, I'll start with something. Maybe we each say a little something, so it's equal.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to say, take care of yourselves. Like truly, wholeheartedly, take care of yourself. It's so important, and I feel like the first person that gets neglected often is yourself. So, yeah, take care.
So true, that's you. I would say stream running with scissors on all platforms.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. It's a good
Yeah.
mix so far.
You look good today.
And
Thank you.
exciting stuff
Today.
coming up too.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to hear some more exciting stuff coming up. Thank you guys truly so much for,
Thank you so
being here. Hi again, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Labyrinthe. If you've made it to the end, you are a real trooper and we really appreciate you. Definitely give Afternoon Bike Ride and their most recent record, Running with Scissors, a listen. It's super worth your time. In the meantime, go support your live musicians, go see new things, go spend some quality time with some quality people. And if you like the kind of stuff that we're doing here, please feel free to subscribe, like, follow us on the social media, all that regular stuff, but only if you want to. I'm not forcing you. So yeah, we'll see you hopefully very, very soon. Bye.